Hi, I'm Debbie. Today we're going to look at making link bracelets with dichroic glass, similar to this one here and this one here. Now, the difference between the two that I've just shown you is that one of these was made in a mould and the other one was made without a mould, just simply by cutting the pieces of glass freehand, all to the same size, which is a trick, and fusing them and then gluing them on to our bindings here, our blank link bracelet. So what we'll do today is we'll create the one using the mould, and then in one of our other videos shortly we will also make one similar to this where we hand cut it, so that you can choose which method you use. But as you can see, both of them work very well. So let's just take away some of the things first that we're not going to need for this project. And our mould we have previously prepared by spraying some boron nitride in the mould, and this acts as a barrier to protect the mould so that the glass doesn't stick in there when it has fired. As an alternative to boron nitride, which is rather expensive, you can buy kiln wash. We sell it in little bags of kiln wash, and you only need a teaspoon or two mixed up in some water. There are instructions inside, and you simply coat your mould with the kiln wash probably 5 or 6 times is recommended. So now to start with, we're going to use our powdered frit to put in our mould, and we're going to use today an Egyptian blue, and I also have some dichroic glass which I'm going to cut up first, and we're going to put a wee piece of dichroic glass in the base of these moulds first, and then cover them with the powdered frit. So we'll pop on our glasses and we'll cut some pieces from this blue dichroic glass, which is plain blue Fuseworks glass. So we'll just cut some squares. You'll notice that our mould has got 6 little holes there, so we'll be using this twice because we're going to make 12 little capuchons for our glass, for our bracelet. So I've scored on there reasonably equal score marks so that we can then just simply cut those up, so that we're going to have at least 12 of them to use. Take our mould now, and sometimes it's easier just to get some tweezers, and obviously we want the dichroic side down in these, otherwise we won't get to see it at all. I'm turning them around with this just to make sure that they're all nicely centered in the middle of our 6 squares here. Just keep those aside for our second mould. Now, because we're using powdered glass, it is really important that we put a mask on, because you do not want to breathe this in. So we have proper pre-tube masks that stop any glass from being inhaled. And I just simply use a plastic teaspoon, dip it into the powdered glass, and then just carefully pop that over the top of the black piece of dichroic in there. Just a little bit on each, and then we'll just work it in. Now, powdered glass has a tendency to shrink down, so you'll want to make sure that you compress it in there as much as you can. Just use your fingers to do this. Might need a bit more to go on there, but our aim is to have this completely levelled off across the top of our mould. When we sprayed in our boron nitrite, we made sure that we sprayed right round the top surface of the mould as well. So now it's just a matter of moving that powdered glass around just to fill up our mould. Then we can simply brush the rest of it across back into the container. And there we are, all ready to take that along to the kiln. We're going to fire that in our medium-sized kiln today, and then we will be able to do a second firing of that and have 12 pieces ready to make a bracelet. Notice that I have done this on a piece of paper, so I can then simply move off everything there and pop my excess grip back at the bottle. And then I can take off my mask and my glasses. So our next step is to fire it. So here we are at the microwave, and I've got my medium-sized kiln base and our mould, and we just simply place that into the middle of our kiln base. We don't need to put fusing paper down underneath there, that's not necessary. We'll just place that into the middle of our microwave turntable and place our lid on top. Now, our medium and large kilns actually take a bit longer than our small kilns to bring up to heat. So I'm going to put 7 minutes on here. Okay, let's have a look and see. Oh, nice and hot in there, but still not melting our glass. Another 2 minutes we need to do at least. Great, there's just one there on the edge that hasn't quite done enough. So we'll put it on for another 30 seconds. Alright, let's have a look. Is that all nice and orange? They look good. Okay, so we'll bring that out now. Nice colour. So we have one cold kiln here that's been sitting here waiting for us to open up and have a look at. Well, there's our mould sitting there with our pieces, and they're looking very good. So let's just pop that aside and we'll just take them out with some tweezers. Oh, they look very nice with our dichroic piece on the top. It worked out really well. There's a few little rough edges on there, but we'll soon get rid of those. and you'll see there we've got a few little sharp bits hanging off the edge. So on our sandpaper, this is actually wet and dry sandpaper, so you can use this wet so that that dust isn't going into the air, which is probably a better idea. We just go through the edges there and right on the very corners, and then we're just going to glue them onto our bracelet finding, and it's going to look really, really nice. So we just pop a big dab of glue down on our paper there. Take our toothpick, take a dab on, and then just simply dab it off again onto each pad. Most of them seem to be alright. Just a little bit of tidying up. Now when we use the mould for this particular bracelet, the pieces are just perfectly sized. You wouldn't want to make them any smaller than what we have done. So in about half an hour we'll turn that over and have a look at our finished piece.